Welcome back to episode 4 of our educative series on surviving inflation from at Wisdom Waves. We certainly hope that you are enjoying our content. So far, we have talked about what is inflation and how currency devaluation can cause significant impact on your lifestyle. We gave you some important tips that can help you survive the consequences of the ripples generated by floating policies. In order to summarize them, let's do a quick recap. Tip 1. Secure your food needs. Tip 2. Establish your emergency stock of medication. Tip 3. Withdraw your savings as fast as possible. Tip 4. Exchange your savings as much as you can into US dollars to get ready for local currency ups or downs. Now, you have managed to cut down your monthly expenses for groceries and health services as much as you could, and you have successfully managed to release your savings from the bank wormhole. What should you do next? Tip number 5. Don't fall into the brand trap. The economic cycle within a country is a natural result of the existence of its community. As long as there are people around, then they are going to trade goods and services. Which means that even if prices of goods go up, people's needs will remain a priority, which is why you will find that new brands of the same item will be introduced in the market at convenient prices to the public. Let's give an example to this. The price of a famous brand of an imported soap that is very popular among consumers witnesses an explosive increase in its price due to inflation. This is normal for imported goods as they are procured at the international rate of US dollar. While you go for grocery shopping, you find out that an alternate brand of soap that is manufactured locally has been introduced with half the price of the imported one. Consumers' logic would suggest not going for the cheaper brand as it may offer lower quality. Well, this is wrong. During inflation times, opt for cheaper items even if that means changing the brand you are used to. Remember that the priority at this stage is not to provide luxury commodity but rather sustain need at minimal costs. This would suggest that you need to revise your consumption pattern of brands and go for lower prices of items or goods. In simpler words, soap is soap. The satisfaction feeling you develop when using a brand is 60% psychological usually. It is attributed to marketing campaigns like commercials and banners. However, chemical composition during manufacturing remains the same. Hence, shave down your cost as much as possible by not falling into the branding trap. Tip number 6. Settle your loans at a lower rate. As the national currency devaluates due to flotation policies, governments tend not to set fixed prices of national currencies until the actual price which the black market defines and the official bank rates merge into one. This means that although the actual price of the currency is going down and the US dollar is worth more and more of this currency, the banks will maintain the official rate of exchange that is approved by the central banks, which is always lower than the black market. This extends to the value of your installments for your bank loans. If you have a loan that you are paying regular installments for, the value of these installments will always be subjected to the official rate of exchange, which will be less than the black market rate during inflation times. Consequently, you can settle your loans at a lower cost, while the bank will not be able to prevent you from doing that. The reason is simple. Banks are instructed during inflation times to withdraw as much local banknotes as possible from the hands of the customers to reduce the offer against demand. And if the bank refuses to receive your installment payment, then it would be breaching the agreement which you have signed before you were granted the loan. So legally and logically, you can settle your loans at a lower price and therefore lower your monthly expenses further. Tip number 7. Start hedging. Going back to your withdrawn savings, we taught you earlier that you need to categorize them into 3 categories, however we spoke about 2 categories only, local currency and US dollars. The third category which you will need to secure is going to be your long-term investment. Keep in mind that the longer cash remains between your hands, then the easier it will be to spend it. That's why you will need to transform the value of your savings into an asset. Let's say that you used to pay a monthly installment of $150 value. If you save this amount over 2 months, that can easily buy you 4 grams of gold every 2 months in today's prices. Although it may sound a small amount, it will grow larger over time. If you have a loan that you have settled, you can use the same value of your installments to buy small amounts of gold every month. Gold is an element that never loses value over time. Whenever you are in desperate need of cash, you can sell some of this gold in return of US dollars. Be careful, in US dollars. Make sure that you transform some of your savings into gold. Another idea that can be used for hedging would be to invest your savings in real estate. Prices of real estate always crash down when inflation crisis kicks off in a country. It would be a smart idea if you transform your savings into real estate assets which you will invest later on. If you already have an asset like that registered under your name, do not sell it. Instead of selling it, you should invest it with lease or rental agreements. This will ensure that you have a passive source of income during tough times. Look for other safe investments that would diversify your sources of income. Investment in gold and silver or government bonds in stable countries are considered to be low-risk investments. You can utilize your free time and start drop shopping online without the need to move from your place. That can generate a good source of dollarized income for you. In future series we will go through the best methods to generate passive income utilizing artificial intelligence. Notice how you have transited from worrying about securing your basic needs into thinking about how to increase your income. So let's recap together our tips to survive inflation times. Tip 1. Secure your food needs. Tip 2. Establish your emergency stock of medication. Tip 3. Withdraw your savings as fast as possible. Tip 4. Exchange your savings as much as you can into US dollars to get ready for local currency ups or downs. Tip 5. Switch your consumption to cheaper brands. Tip 6. Invest in gold. Tip 7. Look for hedging techniques to generate passive income. We surely hope you have benefited from this series as we have provided proof-tested tips that can help you survive the storm of currency devaluation. Please share this video to teach those around you. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification alert to receive more useful content like this.